Happy October, you fantasy football degenerates. This is the premier Q&A fantasy football show from the forum. Joining me tonight, some legendary guests, and we are going to talk about how we are going to get you through these fire drills in the first 4 weeks of the season. From the forum, Friday night, 10 Eastern. Let's get it. Yo, yo, yo. Oktoberfest is over, but the beer is still flowing. I've got my guys here, and our normal host is sitting on the porcelain throne, getting over some ailment. So he is out on the last minute, last play of the game. But you know what it is. We're here from the forum. Happy Friday. You already know who it is. We got Brian over here on my right. We got Greinberg here at the bottom of the screen, holding it down across multiple nations, an intercontinental explosion of talent. My guys, how are we doing this evening?
Hey, we got fantasy takes that are just going to be spraying out of us all night tonight.
We're excited. It's week 5 and can't get any juicier. A lot of injury bug going through the nation. And also, what else is going through the nation is that norovirus. Hey, Tyler. What up, Tyler? Shout out to him.
So, thoughts and prayers for our boy Tyler Bradley. Late addition to the injury report. Guys, there's been no shortage of injuries here in the last couple weeks of the season. We've had some pretty tilted takes and big things happening. Most notably today, we saw Chuba Hubbard get ruled out for this calf injury that sort of had him questionable last week. How are y'all feeling about Rico Dowdle? Are you going to fire him up this week? Looks like he's got a decent matchup, but is it something you'd roll with?
Yeah. 100%. I'm rolling the dice on Rico for sure. I love the matchup. I was pretty high on Chuba anyway, and Chuba was losing some work to Rico Dowdle, especially in the red zone and stuff like that, in the passing work. Now that I think that backfield is all Rico's for a week at least here, and I think with the matchup there, I'm pretty high on Rico Dowdle this week, and Schulte was on the forecast. He was outlining that backfield as a start of the week. It didn't even matter who it was going to be starting. And if you look at the network today, there was a short that was dropped around 4 o'clock outlining that exact scenario. So, I'm pretty high on Dowdle this week. I think the matchup's there. And, the backfield's going to be his for at least 1 week here.
Yeah, absolutely. You are looking at the Miami Dolphins in the last 3 weeks, giving up 25.4 fantasy points per game. So good matchup for Rico. He's a previous 1,000-yard rusher, seemed to be the guy for Dallas. We'll see if he can kind of pull out some of that magic that he had from the Cowboys. Brian, is there anybody that you're excited about kind of rolling into week 5 you think is going to pop off?
I mean, we've got another injury addition we had this week with Bucky Irving. So now we're sitting there having the Rashad White. How high do you place him in your ranks? And then, of course, Sean Tucker. How deep does your league need to be for us to be able to successfully start him? Chopped leagues, I know I'm looking for any excuse to put him in there. Luckily, Joe was kind enough to bow out of our chopped league, so he gave me a few players to choose from.
Man, from first to out, it all happened so quick. I was like, I'm not going to bid on players. I've been the highest scorer pretty much every week, and then things fall apart. So
that was the funny thing. I was on the bottom for 3 weeks, and then last week I'm like, hey, this is what it's like to not sweat. Okay.
Yeah, it's a wild ride for sure. So as always, which feels like pretty much any fantasy football show across the country, we got our boy Albert saying, what's up, fellas? Always a pleasure to see you on these Friday nights. Chat, I know this place is going to be popping. It's kind of just how it works every single Friday. So if you have your start-sit questions, whether it's redraft, dynasty, DFS, or otherwise, we got the crew in the house willing to help get those answered. So drop them in the chat. We'll make sure that we get those things answered. First question that I'm actually going to ask y'all, this was one that we got. Someone slid in the DMs the other day. So let's start here. So we had Chris Olave or Brian Thomas Jr., Brian Thomas obviously been underperforming just a bit here, but Olave, despite the target hogginess that he's had, really hasn't been putting up big numbers. So do y'all feel any one way or another about those two matchups?
I'm going to take the cheap way out. I'm going to say Chris Olave is the floor play if you need just points. And if you want to go for the big, maybe you're the dog, take Brian Thomas Jr. Like Chris Olave has never scored 20 PPR points in a single game in his career. So like it's easy to say that like he's great, he's consistent, he'll give you those 10, but if you need a week winning performance or something close to that, it's going to be Brian Thomas Jr. You're holding the fingers crossed for. But then again, Mac Jones has already played this week, so I don't know how Brian Thomas would get that.
Yeah, I'm all over Olave in this situation. I got Brian Thomas Jr. as a sit of the week for myself. He's up against my Chiefs on a Monday night game, and the Chiefs are rolling. They haven't given up a 100-yard receiver yet, and the chemistry between Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr. just has not been there. The drops have been there, the attitude. I just don't like the jive here, and I just don't like the situation. Leon Cohen is he pronounced his love for the run game. We saw that in Tampa last year and the way they use the run game. Look at what they're doing now with Bashal Tutin and, a surprise guy in Travis Etienne. I just don't see it right now. They were needing to use Brian Thomas Jr. necessity. They're winning games now because of the run. So I think this is going to be a tighter game, but the Chiefs are going to lock it down. And I just think that Olave is going to be the guy there. They're playing the Giants. It's a great matchup. Things are going to get opened up, and he's going to get peppered with targets. So for me, that's an easy one. Slam dunk, Olave. I just got Brian Thomas as a sit of the week. So I'm going to go with my laurels and continue down that road.
Yeah, it feels like he almost has the yips a little bit, just the way that he's playing. I don't know how they shake it out of him, but definitely something not right there in Jacksonville. So we touched on two of these three guys in this question. So Rachaad White, Woody Marks, the waiver wire darling of the week, Enrico Dowdle, pick 2 full PPR.
Two full PPR. Okay.
Who's your sit?
Sitting Dowdle for me.
Yeah, I'm sitting Dowdle as well. I do like the matchup there. I do like Dowdle as a start, but Woody Marks, look at the matchup here against the Ravens, who are averaging 140 yards on the ground. Woody Marks is a start of the week for me this week as well. So I'm all over the Woody Marks train, and Rachaad White's getting he's getting put into a starting role. Seattle's a tough run defense, but they're playing in Seattle. But I think the lion's share is going to be there, and maybe Sean Tucker might go, but I'm going to go with the offense that is going to be in scoring position. And out of those two, I'm going to go with the guy that had worth without Bucky Irving, with Bucky Irving in the lineup, right? So that would be my take too, Brian. I like that call.
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's kind of hard to choose a losing one in this situation with it being full PPR as well. All three of these backs get work through the air, whether it be game script or just how that works out. I think I've got the White and Marks though inside my top 22, both of them.
Yeah. Rico Dowdle is actually my start of the week. On another show that I do, we do only fantasy subscriptions for our guy for that week. Rico Dowdle was actually my pick before they announced that Chuba Hubbard wasn't going to play. Based on the way that they were talking about him on Wednesday, I didn't have a lot of confidence he was going to be in the lineup. So for me, I think it's Rachaad White. Like you mentioned, Seattle, really tough, really across all assets of fantasy. So if you look, they've only given up 12.2 points in the last 3 weeks to quarterbacks, 19 points a game to running backs, and then 25.4 to receivers. Their one weakness really has been tight end K-Dot, and he's running a lot of routes, but he's doing absolutely squat with it. So I think it's going to be a little bit harder for Tampa Bay to get the ball moving. I'm really curious to see what that split is for the running back. So Woody Marks, automatic start for me. I like Rachaad White. Rachaad White's probably my most drafted player this year for this reason. But I think if I had to choose the two, we got Woody Marks. But let's keep it rolling. The chat's slowly starting to pile in. If you don't want to wait in the line, just kind of like any good karaoke night, you can skip the line with cash. So hit us with those super chats, but we'll try to get through these as fast as we can. So we got Matt C with a trade question. Welcome to the show. Hey guys, just got offered Addison for Rachaad White, half PPR redraft. Any thoughts?
Well, I mean, for me, this is all like roster build dependent here. I mean, if you need the upside here in Rachaad White for as probably the owner in this case has lost Bucky Irving and needs a replacement here, and you're going to make bank off of Addison if you could get rid of Rachaad White. I love what I seen with Addison last week in his first game back in a tough defense in overseas. So like, sky's the limit here. He almost scored a touchdown, and I like Addison. So for me, this would be Addison. But if you're scraping the bench here on running backs, because a lot of people are at this stage with all the injuries, this might be a Rachaad White keep. So it really depends on your lineup. But straight up right now, if it was just, in the air for me, that would be Addison.
Yeah, I agree with Mike on that all the way. Like in a vacuum, yeah, it's Addison. For me though, Addison's not a game. He's not like a game changing player for me. He's probably more of like a wide receiver 3 with great upside,
Mhm.
like a fringe wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. He'll have his games, will do well for you. But like Mike said, we were so spoiled last year when it came to running back injuries, and this year, hey, karma's coming knocking. She's looking for her pound of flesh, and right now it's being handed over. So Rachaad White, even with Bucky coming back, Rachaad White, we've seen him be viable as a flex option. So again, completely league dependent, team dependent. Yeah, Addison in a vacuum though.
Cool.
Mhm.
I like it. Yeah, I like it too, especially just because Rachaad White, he is the secondary back. Addison's gonna be a top 2 target getter for the Vikings. So I think there's a lot of players there. The one thing that scares me is what's JJ McCarthy gonna do when he comes back, because he only throws to one side of the field. If I'm my coordinator, I'm gonna put Justin Jefferson on that side of the field. But that's just me. All right, moving right along. So we got Egbuka or Jamison Williams in place of Chase Brown. Chase Brown has been so disappointing. Any early trade rumors out there? Chris, I'm curious as to who you're referring to on these trade rumors. Haven't heard anything from any of the 3 of those players. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool. Move Chase Brown if they can. I'm down for it. The Bengals team's a dumpster fire. I don't want anything to do with it if I can. But yeah, I haven't heard anything on that.
No.
So
To me, this is an automatic Ibuka. I mean, I think this is plain as day. I mean, Jameson Williams is a boomer bust kind of guy. You're depending on the touchdown. I think they'll come eventually. But Detroit's not in need of him yet. They don't need to be, and especially this week, they got a really easy matchup. I think they're going to be running away with this one. And Chase Brown, until they can start scoring and being in scoring range or help block a little bit because he's getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage so often. Yeah, Ibuka is just a smash. He's a top 10 wide receiver no matter who is starting alongside him, whether it's Godwin or Mike Evans. And yeah, this is a great situation. Bucky Irving's injured. He's not playing. So who are they going to rely on as well? Like Godwin's coming off an injury that looked okay, but had 9 targets, only 3 of them caught. So they're going to ramp that up. But their healthiest, strongest, most talented guy out there, well, that's Ibuka. And he's an automatic play here no matter what.
Yeah, Buka's got 3 touchdowns over 25 yards in his first 4 games. The only other guy to do that is Jamar Chase. So greatness is there. If you're a big enough dog going into the week though, maybe somebody played, Tonjes against you and they had Kyron Williams or something like that. I don't hate Jamison Williams. I have Ibuka ranked significantly higher than him, but this feels like a get right game for JMO. He's only been good in 1 of 3, so him and Montgomery are
It's
looking for a
good
bounce
matchup
back, so
for
it
it
could be
too.
this one. Yeah, amazing matchup with the Bengals.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I like it. I'm Team Igbuka as well, but that's because I live in my fears like the good Steelers fan that I am.
Way to go,
All
Tomlin.
right. One, welcome
Playing
to
it
the
safe.
show. Would you trade QJ for Travis Etienne? I have. Do you want me to even finish going through the roster? I'm seeing a big shake of the head from Brian. My sentiments as well. But Brian, you want to take this one?
No.
Okay. Grindberg, long answer on that one. Anything else you want to add?
Would you trade QJ for Etienne? No.
He's not
Yeah.
French.
I
It's
mean,
ETN,
QJ,
man.
here's the thing. After week 1, would have I done it? Yes. Because I was a big QJ hater. It was like, hey, he had this big week. He's going to go back. But this guy's a bona fide top 5 receiver. Utilization that he's getting right now, it's not fluky. Like, yes, there were concerns in his first 2 years about, hey, like, he has these broken coverage touchdowns. But the way that this offense is rolling, pass first offense, which is unheard of in a Harbaugh and Greg Roman offense, but that's what they're doing. Yes, they drafted this running back in the first round, Amarian Hampton, who's been more than solid these last couple of weeks. But at the end of the day, Mr. If himself, Justin Herbert, is showing why people view him as a top quarterback in the league. And he's been balling. He came into the season healthy, and it's been really cool to see. And shockingly, Ladd McConkey has been the least benefited from this, which I don't think anybody would have expected coming into the season. But I think that you're selling low on QJ, maybe out of fear for what was expected at the beginning of the year, but you got to adjust and kind of take the info that we have.
you're also buying high on ETN. ETN's kind of a sell for me rest of season. He's had some pretty good matchups so far going into the year, while also kind of beating the metrics that he really shouldn't. So he could maintain it, but I just don't think that he gets any higher than he is now.
Yeah, and I
So
think
yeah,
too, just looking at this roster, you have
Yeah,
Jonathan
that's
Taylor. Henderson is going to have his moment at some point. The problem is really Mike Vrabel hates good running backs. I mean, we saw him do this with Dion Lewis way back in the day until he was basically forced to not play him anymore. You have Jacobs on bye, so if you're in a PPR league, you're not really wanting to play ETN as your flex. I
yeah.
would say drop Nick Chubb. You could probably get rid of Gainwell once we get the clear bill of health about Warren.
Get rid of Hollywood too.
Yeah, so I think
Start
there's
picking
some
up some
things
other
that you can do
pieces.
there. But I mean, a lineup of Debo Samuel, Devontae Adams, QJ as a flex, and that's like a top 5 wide receiver right there. Jacobs and Taylor, like don't mess with what you got. That's pretty.
You're looking good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
hold tight.
I mean, this is like based off your roster too. I mean, Quentin Johnson. I mean, he's a wide receiver 1 right now. He's he's wide receiver 4 right now in fantasy points per game. It's undeniable with their connection right now, and your weakest at wide receiver. I can't see you getting rid of him. Etienne would be your running back 3, and like both these guys mentioned, Henderson is gonna get ramped up, I think, in the second half of this year. Talent's gonna emerge, and they did invest high draft capital on a running back, so they're going to eventually give him the keys, and I think it's going to be in the second half when things are a little bit more paved out for the Patriots, and they're going to want to see what their rookie has to offer here.
Yeah.
I'd rather go get Judkins. You know, go trade QJ for Judkins if you're going to go get it, if you want another running back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, aim a little
Judkins
higher.
is
I think
doing
you
that
get
on the worst offense in the league, and it's just like he's already matchup proof somehow. It's pretty absurd.
Yeah.
So we got some more questions from Juan as well, but there was one that was in the in-between from You're a Bum. Welcome to the show. That is not true, by the way. Should I trade Kenneth Walker III for BTJ?
I like Ken Walker. I've been a Ken Walker guy coming into this year. I get it. It's been frustrating, the utilization, but at least you know the reason he's not doing well is because his offensive line is crap and he's splitting up the workload. BTJ's getting all the opportunities, just not getting it done. So if you believe in it, you want to take the shot, go for it. But I like K9 going forward.
Yeah. I don't know why you would sell high for BTJ. I would be selling like peanuts for him. So it's like you give a starting running back right now. It just feels odd to me.
Yeah, go sell Jalen Warren for BTJ. You know, go shoot a little lower with that. Yeah. Woody Marks, go flip Woody Marks for him.
Ooh, spicy. Anything else that Greinberg? Any consenting thoughts there?
No, I mean, as far as BTJ goes, like, if I'm not sure that guy's going to be selling them anyway. I mean, I like Kenneth Walker, and I was really high on that whole offense headed into this year. Clint Kubiak was known to really make running backs successful, and it's a great running game, but I was not anticipating how much they were using Charbonnet in the red zone, and he's just gobbling everything up, and he's really proficient at it as well. So I can't see a world where K9 gets those touches while Charbonnet exists here, and they're both healthy at the same time. I just think it's going to be inevitable. They want to run them both, and unless one of them is injured, I think it's going to be a split backfield, unfortunately, for the rest of the year.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so just to hit some non-question related things to get through them in the chat, we got Chris here. The guys, how you doing, big dog? Always good to see you. We got some outfit love, you know, Oktoberfest in Kent, Ohio tomorrow. I will be competing in the Stein holding competition.
But wait, how do you know they're talking about your outfit?
Yeah, like, I mean, look at this outfit. I mean,
you know, Brian is getting some love a little bit in the chat, though. Remembered from last year, changed his backdrop. So, you know, they might have taken a screenshot of that one. But I think
the last one was too much.
We're cleaning up a little bit. We're slowly redoing it. I'll be getting the new setup here pretty soon.
There we go. Yeah, the Beat Laboratory over there for all of your best content. Too much, too sizzling all the time. All right, so we're going to get back to some more of Juan's questions. So we talked about this roster a little bit already, but he's got Devontae Adams already played yesterday in the wide receiver 1 spot. Jonathan Taylor is a lock. Trying to find a wide receiver 2, 3, an RB2, and a flex spot. Jacobs is on bye, so we got choosing one running back between Henderson, Charbonnet, and the running back known as Bill. Let's start there. Which of these 3 or 4 running backs are you feeling best about?
Henderson's got to be the top of the list for me.
Yeah, well, yes. I mean,
Unfortunately, it's
for
hard to say
me,
that.
for me, I mean, I'm gonna go with upside here because you have, Jonathan. Yeah, you gotta go with the people that's gonna get the most upside here. I think Krosky Merritt could break one off, so I'm gonna go Henderson, Merritt,
You
Charbonnet,
only need
Chubb.
yeah. So that's your
Yeah,
order then.
yeah. But I mean, if you're gonna go with who you need to go, to me, QJ Debo, Addison need to be in your lineup. So wide receiver 2 and 3 would be Quentin and Debo, and then I'm putting
Hmm.
Addison in as my flex.
Yep.
So flex spot number 1,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
RB2, we're going with Henderson. And then if you're on the fence between that, I mean that's where I would be at.
I think the only thing I do differently with that is Charbonnet seems to just constantly be falling into the end zone. I
Yeah.
get that the Vita Vea, Tampa Bay defensive
Mhm.
front a little bit daunting,
Tough.
but
Yeah.
Henderson just hasn't been getting enough work for me to kind of risk the goose. Charbonnet I know is guaranteed touches, and with the rest of that offense, like I'm fine with the floor play there.
Mhm. So if you
So
want the upside, go with Henderson. If you want the floor play, go with Charbonnet. Like, I mean, Henderson could explode off a run, and he did score last week. His touches were ramping up, his snaps are ramping up. But I agree with you there, Joe. Like floor plays, Charbonnet. I think upside plays.
Is it though? I get he's had 10 and 12 points in 2 of the games, but Pittsburgh, he scored 1 point in that game. He got 15 carries for 10 yards in that game. Like,
that's almost impressive. That's like
yeah, that's like last year Javonte Williams stuff. That
yeah.
is, I don't know. I get that there's always that inevitable touchdown, but kind of like what you said just now, Mike. Like Vita Vea, like that front seven, they mean business up there. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
I've
Just
got
Charbonnet
Walker
just
as a
seems
sit of the
so
week for me, and I think the only upside here is Seattle's at at home, and they may just be able to get a touchdown there, and it's the upside there that if you're going to go with the odds, maybe the floor is there, but that's a tough decision. At least we sorted out your wide receivers and your flex pretty easily, and then roll the dice on how you're feeling. If you're behind right now, a dog, and you need the upside play, I'm going to go with Henderson. If you're pretty much even with the person and you're like projected pretty much the same or within a point or two, then I would be going with Charbonnet because then you're going to kind of get that floor play.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna hit this one real quick because we already talked about it a little bit, but it's talking about who could he drop to pick up a tight end. We already said that Hollywood's a drop candidate, Chubb's a drop candidate, Gainwell's a drop candidate. So any of those guys. And interestingly enough, Washington, they came out today and said, yeah, we're good with this 3 running back committee. So I think it's going to be pretty murky for any of those running backs across the board.
For me, it's
Mhm.
Hollywood is a guy that uh, the Chiefs are getting a lot healthier. He's going to be more of a complimentary play. You'll never know when the guy's going to pop off, and an injury could happen quite easily to the backfield in Washington, and then you never know. And then Krosky Merritt is like storms right up the board, and it's gonna, Rice is coming back. Worthy came back last week, and they designed pretty much the whole game around him. And when Rice is back, it's gonna be a 2-man show there pretty much, and it's gonna be tough. Those guys that are, the Jujus, the Tyquan Thorntons, and the Marquise Browns. They're in the perfect position now to be the complementary pieces to what could be a very, very stout, prolific offense in the second half of this season here.
Yeah, for sure. I think when you had Worthy out with the shoulder and they were looking for that bona fide one in the offense, I think a lot of people pointed to Hollywood potentially being that person. It turned out the Tyquan Thornton, he just needed to get away from New England to learn how to play football. So we'll see what we got there. So on a different note, we've been hearing a lot of stuff this week about the Baltimore Ravens and how they've been struggling on offense, particularly on the ground. But one bright spot for them last week in that kind of sad situation of a game, Justice Hill popped off, top 5 running back last week. Do you see him as a viable option moving forward, or as Juan suggests, is he a trap play?
To me, let me get in on this because I think that, if Baltimore is going to continue to lose games and be behind, that is a Justice Hill script. And with a banged up Lamar Jackson, his hammy, we don't know what the longevity of that's going to be. Baltimore could be playing from behind quite a bit here. Their defense is leaked. Their defensive line is banged up. They're giving up a ton of yards on the ground to the run, and they're playing from behind. And Derrick Henry is not a pass catching running back at all. He's had the fumbles. Justice Hill could be a viable person in flex positions in games where the Ravens are going to be behind, and that could be more reoccurring now with Lamar, their defense, and some closer games. So just think about it. I'm just saying, it's said like look what happened last year. In the games Justice Hill was relevant in. It was the games they were behind in, and just look at the game scripts right now.
I think the hard part is just knowing when. Justice Hill is one of my favorite best ball players,
yeah.
But you have to treat Justice Hill very similar to how I would say like Jameson Williams. When they have those big games, it's going to win you the weeks, but it's more than likely that they're not going to be as big as they were last week. And I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to chase points. Prime example, last night in my Survivor League, I was like, oh, San Francisco doesn't have anybody. They're going to be awful. Let me pick the Rams. Now I'm out of my Survivor League, right? So it's like there are very slim margins in the NFL. So it's like, yes, they're starting Cooper Rush. Yes, they have these problems on defense. Yes, there's all this stuff going for them. But I do think that they're going to have to run that offense through Henry to kind of keep the ball in their hands and prevent them from having to do it. All of this talk about Derrick Henry being washed and all this stuff, I don't think it's true.
No.
And the other thing that I just need to say about this
game script
offense is if Derrick Henry goes down, Justice Hill doesn't become the starting running back.
No.
He has his role. He maintains that role. Keaton Mitchell kind of slides into what that piece is. Justice Hill sees more work, but it's not like Justice Hill becomes this bell cow running back that people are thinking.
No, but he's going to have some flex value now in
sure.
PPR leagues in games that the Ravens are behind from. Look at week 6 coming up here. This week, not so much, but week 6, they got the Rams. That is a game where I could see them using Justice Hill quite a bit and being relevant just like he was this week. So if you could pick the game,
they're going to be out for blood.
Yeah. So, like just a matter of like of game script. So if you could see it happening, that would maybe be a play where, he may not look like a trap, but on this week, yeah, he might be a trap this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it rolling. So we got Kanoa Bill.
Guys, like I don't even want to talk anymore. I
frequent
go out on Justice. I can't even believe we even are talking about this guy. And then
I think he deserves to be brought up, but it's
fantasy points in week 6. You're going to be like, wait a minute.
It's just it's kind of like Joe was saying. You can't predict it. You can't always figure it out. Like one of his games he blew up last year it was against the Giants. They handled the Giants just fine, but like it just happened to work out. He got the receiving touchdown. So I just don't know how predictable it'll be. And if you're in a pickle, deep enough league, injuries hit you. I see where it works, but I just don't know if you can rely on it.
Yeah. So Kanoa Bill, always a pleasure. Appreciate you jumping into the stream tonight. Tolbert or Malik Washington, half PPR. Both of these guys beneficiaries, increased rule due to wide receiver injuries. We had Tyreek Hill with the question mark leg last week, and then obviously CD Lamb still banged up. Do either one of you feel passionately about either one?
Tolbert, I guess, if I have to pick one.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the flashy new car in Washington and the role he could take on, but I mean we saw what happened with Miami. I think they just needed a tight end. I mean,
we saw the flashy new car. His name is Darren Waller. That's the flashy new car.
It's not flashy or new, and he raps bad, but he does his best.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, right now, until I could see it from Washington, I'm going to go with Tolbert. I mean, he's shown a little bit over the last little while, right?
Especially in this game against the Jets, if George Pickens gets the Sauce Gardner treatment, then that's going to open it up for. I mean, obviously Ferguson's going to be the guy, but Tolbert does have a pretty good chance of catching something.
Yeah. I do think it's interesting. It seems like Malik Washington gets a lot of manufactured touches, but doesn't really see the ball otherwise. I think there's a world where Nick Westbrook-Akine actually has a more viable role in this offense than Malik Washington. I know that Malik Washington's kind of like the faster, like Tyreek Hill replacement. but I don't think that you can replace Tyreek Hill. And Mike McDaniel is kind of like a weird enough dude that I hope that he's smart enough to recognize that you just don't replace Tyreek Hill, and then they just kind of shift the offense a bit.
And I think that's exactly where I don't think there's room for anybody else to come in here and gain any sort of relevance outside of touchdowns in this offense. Because you have Waddle, because you have Waller, because you have Achane, all of the targets will function through there where I don't think anybody can survive on yards or receptions in that offense outside of NWI doing what he did last year. 8 of 9 weeks he scored a touchdown. 9 touchdowns in that string. Like it's just that seems like the most inevitable, if anything.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So the hero of last night, Bourne, over 10 catches, over 120 yards. I think he was at 140 by the end of the game. Do you think he has any long-term viability, or was that just a 1-week injury fill-in sort of situation?
Who's the quarterback?
It might be us next week. I mean,
If it's Mac Jones, then sure, I'll play him.
I mean, it just like I think he's worth a look. I mean, look what he did this week, and it doesn't look like the 49ers are getting any healthier. I mean, every week there's somebody else that gets the injury bug, and I think there's a viable opportunity for him no matter what week it is. So, I mean, he went off 140 yards or something like that, and 10 catches. Like he's going to get looked. So I think he's worth a look as long as they're banged up until they have their full roster back. But it's looking like Ayuk might be gone for the whole season. So that's an option there. Jawan Jennings hasn't. I think he's played one full game. Pearsall hasn't been healthy either. George Kittle. And they can't rely on McCaffrey getting 40 touches a game. That can't sustain.
He has to be siphoning like health from these players. That's the only logical explanation.
Oh, 100%.
Because all of these players have different injuries. I think CMC feels pain in these different like body parts, and then he just like Space Jam steals it from these guys, and they pop up on the injury.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting so badly to hear that Kyle Shanahan has pulled a hammy and he's sitting out of practice. Like I just want so bad like to it be passed on to the coaching staff and like up to the to all of a sudden John Lynch is like taking a limp coming out of the practice tunnel or something like that. Like come on, give it to me, folks.
I mean, and they may not be in a rush to get these guys back. They are the leader in their division. They have the easiest schedule. And they are banged up, and they're doing it with whoever's there, whoever's leading the quarterback room. It doesn't matter. They're a systematic type of play, and as long as they have McCaffrey, they're going to be in games because they can manage the clock, and their defense is good enough to keep them in games as well as it showed last night with how many turnovers they ended up getting in crucial moments.
Yeah, and it sounds like they're already saying that George Kittle isn't going to play until week 7 based on kind of like the reports from today. So, yeah, I mean, I think Bourne's worth a look as well. So,
and how much is he good for? A couple quarters and then might be
hey, that's all he needs.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
All he needs.
That's all he needs. Tight end 4 for the year. 3 games played.
All right, boys. So next question is coming from Dustin. Welcome to the show. Pick 2 flex full PPR. We've got Pittman, Dobbins, Woody Marks. I'm assuming Carter is also going to be from Arizona, and then Demercado. What are you thinking?
Give me Woody and Pittman.
I was just double checking on Pittman's hamstring injury.
He's good.
No injury designation.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like this, Matt. I mean, I'm floating between Dobbins and Pittman. I think Woody is for sure in there for me.
Start for Woody this week against Baltimore.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Pittman and Woody. I'm gonna go with my initial thoughts.
God, that hurts sitting Dobbins. That really hurts sitting Dobbins.
If you look at last week, so Dobbins was my only fantasy subscription for week 4. Puts up 100 yards, but did nothing but the 100 yards, so he got 10 points. And then
what else are you supposed to do out of 100 yards? Like, come on.
I know, but that's good real football, but that was bad for me in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad for me posting wins on the internet.
First 100-yard game for Sean Payton in 34 games.
Which is crazy.
And they're slowly wrapping up RJ Harvey. I mean, we looked at it last week and what he did, and he's getting red zone touches like we thought he was going to get. And it's a tough one. And maybe this is a week where he ramps up another, couple percent in snaps, and that's valuable here. And unless Dobbins finds the pay dirt, I I think the floor play is there with Pittman. I mean, I know he's banged up, but he doesn't have any injury designation, and
Good
I think it's a good
matchup too
matchup.
against Vegas.
Yeah, I think it's a great matchup.
Yeah, I agree. I like Daniel Jones should have a great week.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, you know that the Indy guy's gonna go for the Colts play, so there's nothing to even talk
Hey,
about.
right now we're riding hot. I'm loving it.
Hey man,
I got the Daniel Jones, Michael. Oh, nice.
All right, so we got the one and only Smitty on the show. Welcome to it. I'm in a 2 QB league. I'm trying to get Stafford. The guy wants DK, and we also play with defensive players. I'm sending him Mac Jones, Purdy, DK, and a running back for Stafford and Fred Warner. What RB would you give up? Bro, stop this trade right now. What are you doing? There's no way that I'm sending all of this stuff back for Matthew Stafford, who had to get an epidural before the season so that he could play. Like, I get that he's been hot right now and he's been hot lately, but from a dynasty perspective, I'm assuming that this is what this is. Like, I don't really like it.
Matt Stafford's been the QB 2019, 14, and 2. That is not somebody like I'm paying a lot to trade for, even in a super flex. Like, there's value. I'm not saying he's not valuable, but like he's not.
Even the combo of Purdy and Mac Jones is equivalent to Stafford, really.
Yeah, because you've got a starter.
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
should have a starter.
And then you're giving up DK on top of that? Like,
yeah,
which I'm a sell DK guy, but
I'm not a big IDP guy, so I don't know where Fred Warner slots
Fred
in
Warner's
here. That
going to
could
be
be
considered like a top 5. And middle linebackers are always going to be big because they get a lot of tackles, and tackles are the prevalent kind of.
So that could be the centerpiece here of this deal is the Fred Warner, and I don't know how that plays up against DK. Like, I just that doesn't.
Yeah, maybe that's the value, not the Stafford value.
I would say don't do that trade. I think that there's better pastures than trading for Stafford, especially after a hot week. Like, buying high on Stafford is not the play. He has no rushing upside, and he's one tackle away from needing another epidural. So I would not do that. The Smitty. All right, boys. So we got Monty, Marks, Henderson,
move on.
White. Woody Marks outfit all day.
I don't know. I mean, maybe Monty in a really, really good matchup there.
Dude, this person's just pissing off half our chat. We've got people asking to start, like, I don't even know some of the names we were just talking about. Tolbert and Malik Washington. And this person's over here flexing Monty, Marks, Henderson, Rashad White. You lucky SOB. I love it. I love it for you.
Yeah. And just for a little bit of Colts love, Dustin also a big Colts guy there. So we love to see it. That's the key of my Scott Fishbowl team right now. I have Jones, Taylor, Pittman. I also drafted Anthony Richardson as well. So we're holding it down. Greinberg, I think you're up in the top 50, right? You know a little ball.
Yeah, man. I got a little Daniel Jones and Pittman action too on my Scott Fishbowl team. I was going to mention that when we were talking about Pittman. Yeah, I'm in top 50 right now. Team's crushing. And I got Bijan on a bye, and I'm still projected over 350 because Bucky Irving got out and Rashad White's now in my lineup. And a couple good floaters came my way. So nice having the Puka, Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams stack in week 17 in the Scott Fishbowl. I think it's going to be really, really
good. I got Devontae Adams and AJ Brown. I'm 0-8 in Scott Fishbowl right now.
Oh no. You know, I'm a casual 256 place. So I'm doing okay.
No, that's pretty solid, Joe. That's a huge.
We're doing okay. We're doing okay. All right. So Kyler or Herbert, who you got this week starting at QB? I don't know if there's much of a discussion there, but is there a world where you would start Kyler over him?
There's no way I'd be starting Kyler over him. I mean, I just think that
he's been QB 16 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah,
and I think Washington's actually the better matchup. They've been giving up 21.2 points the last 3 weeks. They played Atlanta, Vegas, and Green Bay. Not really known for their passing offenses. So to me,
and they need a win. Jaden Daniels is back. I think this is going to be a very high scoring game. One of the highest ones on the slate. They're not going to need much, the Cardinals, to beat the Titans. The Titans are probably the worst team in the league, in my opinion, at this stage, and or one of the, without sustain a quarterback injury. So they're in rough shape. Yeah,
I'm going with Herbert at 4 this week. Kyler somehow is in my top 10.
No, he's in my
Despite
top 10. I think he's at 9, but
it's because of bye weeks. That's the only
yeah.
reason. He hasn't finished in
Yeah.
the top 12 all season. But
It's
yeah,
funny
he
that
finds
you say
himself
that
top 10.
because somebody was mad at me on the internet because I only ranked 28 quarterbacks this week. And I was like, well, there's 4 teams on bye. So therefore, there's 28
Wait,
starting.
so you don't have Anthony Richardson in your ranks? Are you kidding me?
No,
Look at this
I
guy.
don't.
This guy.
While we're on the subject, Mega Brick, we'll come back to your question in just a second. But Dustin wants to know, how do you feel about Zach Ertz with Daniels back, or do you feel more comfortable with Travis Kelce?
Don't ask the Chiefs fan. We're going Ertz. Ertz all day. Old man squad.
I mean, that's it's splitting hairs here. I mean, with Terry McLaurin out, I think the obvious answer here is Zach Ertz. Yeah. I mean, it's
I
pretty
actually
obvious.
like Kelce this week. If you look at the Chargers, they've only given up 8.9 points to tight ends in the last 3 weeks. Kansas City, a pretty good matchup. Jacksonville, surprise #1 fantasy defense in football, by the way. But they're giving up 13.3 points to tight ends. They are working Xavier Worthy back into the game. I think he's going to be kind of like the dominant player on that offense, especially with how bad the running situation is right now. I think Kelce has himself a decent game. I think I have him ranked 8 or 9 this week.
Yeah,
No, Noah Gray sounds like the play there. If that's the argument we're going with.
if McLaurin was playing, I would be leaning more towards Kelce, but I just like the upside here. He likes to target Ertz, even if McLaurin's in the game, and with him out, I think he's going to siphon some targets there.
I think from a pop culture note, I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift just wrote a particular song about Travis Kelce and some of his parts.
Wood?
So
His Wood,
oh,
no.
yeah.
Yeah,
Woody Marks is going off this week. I saw a good one on.
It's got to be a boost, right? All right, so let's jump back to Mega Brick's question. Interesting timing there. But full PPR start 3, Slayton, JSN, Chris Olave, QJ, Jamar Chase. Who would have thought week 5 we'd be talking about Jamar Chase in a start sit?
Well, I mean,
so JSN and QJ are easy starts, I feel like.
And
right?
Jamar. You got to go Jamar.
No. We were talking about easy starts here at the top of this. Jamar Chase is not an easy start.
Against Detroit, 30.8 points in the last 3
Yeah, man. He's a top 10 wide receiver.
He averages 11 points
So
when Jake Browning is playing.
So you have him out, like, where do you have him ranked this week?
I have him ranked 28.
9. I can't quit it.
28.
28 is where I have him ranked this week.
Wow. All right.
He averages 11 points with Jake Browning.
So, Brian, who are you pivoting to if you're moving off of Chase? Because obviously, democracy is saying that we should, but
so you're going Olave over Chase.
See, I don't think I do Olave. Olave's got no ceiling.
Slayton?
I'd probably go Slayton. I might go Slayton.
Man.
If you can live with Jamar Chase being on your bench, if you can live with it, I'm cool with doing it. I've got him ranked there.
Yeah. All right, so this one's going to be super quick. I don't know if he's even going to be active, but Jadon Blue or Trevor Etienne. Oh, this is super deep. I was thinking Travis, but I still think it's Trevor Etienne just because he's going to take the backup role. I don't know if Blue's even dressed at all this year, has he?
He has
blisters. He's got some blisters on his feet, so I don't know if that's going to...
Are you being for real?
Yeah, man. Yeah, Jaden Blue. Like, look up the cleats. The cleats. He's got some special cleats, and then
I don't really need searching for feet pics.
Oh, no.
He's expected to make his debut this week,
but
he got some cleats, and then he was complaining to the coaching staff that he's got. The coaching staff were like making fun of him because of these cleats, and then he was complaining that he had blisters because of these.
Because he's 5'9", he probably wears a size 4, and they only had adult cleats in the building.
They have junior. They.
Goodness.
Jerry was fine with it though because they were cheaper.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Walls in the chat. Welcome to the show, Walls. Just traded T. Higgins for Jake Ferguson. Context: I have London Collins and Wilson. Great.
No context needed. I think that's a slam dunk.
Yeah, T. Higgins. Judge Jody said that he was a do not draft this year. So,
I would trade T. Higgins for Turd Ferguson. Crying out loud at this stage.
Well. I think we should just end the stream right now after that one, Yeah. All right, let's zip through some more of these. So if you like what we're doing here, if you like the fits, if you like the backdrops, if you like the Turd Ferguson shout outs, hit the like button, get a follow, and we're here every Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. Boys, Which running back out of Arizona are you rolling with this week? Corey, Papa Daddy of the show himself, of the network. He needs some help.
I'm going with Michael Carter.
The Carter, yeah.
I think yeah, to Carter, both of them. Yeah, go with both of them.
No, I like DeMarcado just because of the passing upside. I know Michael Carter, when he got drafted by the Jets, you thought that he was going to be more of a pass catching ability guy. But it's weird. Like, why was he not active before?
Because he wasn't special teams, right? I mean, he doesn't play a special teams
was?
role,
Okay.
and now he's going to get, the first and second down because makes that roster spot open to him. So like that's what I'm hearing from the beat, reporters, is that, Carter is the guy that fills in the early down, and DeMarcado is going to continue his same complimentary pace that he was for Trey Benson. So,
and as 7-point favorites too, they should be able to run the ball a little bit more. And I think that's kind of what leans me to Carter over DeMarcado.
Okay. Cool. All right. I was scrolling to make sure there wasn't any super chats, and now I'm lost. But
super chat.
So Christopher just wants us to know, lives in Memphis. Gainwell went to the University of Memphis, has more to show. Don't be surprised. He can catch and run. I love Kenny G, man. That guy's my dude. I was glad when the Steelers brought him in. Totally agree. I think that Caleb Johnson's going to have a hard time seeing the field the way that Warren and Gainwell have been playing.
Oh, he can see it just fine from the bench.
Yeah.
And most importantly, they're both great pass blockers. And if you are a rookie and you're trying to find your way onto the field, look at some of those pass reps that Woody Marks has had and look how it's correlated to him getting on the field. So great call out. Memphis, if you've never been to Gibson's Donuts, the maple bacon donut, greatest donut I've ever had in my life. I bought a dozen driving from Pittsburgh to Dallas, and me and my wife crushed like 6 each with them.
Now you're talking my language. Maple bacon? Come on, man.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Gibson's Donuts, man. Memphis.
Hey, I popped the syrup bottle this morning, Mike. I was thinking about you.
There you go, yeah.
Then I drizzled it on my chest, and I was really thinking about you.
Wait a second.
Whoa.
Gotta get those wax pads out, right, Brian?
All right, guys. I hate that this question is being asked, but Pacheco or Chubb, half PPR. Bucky is out. I could pick up Chris Rodriguez or Justice Hill. If I'm picking out of all of those options, I know we said that Justice Hill, we don't know what's going to happen, but I would roll the dice with Justice Hill right here.
Yo, that's gross. I love the 4-0 because
he's 4-0. He's 4-0.
You should just not start anybody this week and take the L. Go 4-1 and say, I don't need this.
Like Pacheco and Chubb could legitimately put up 4 points combined.
Yeah. If Pacheco falls in the end zone, maybe. I think. Yeah, I mean that is maybe the only upside there. I'm
leaning Chubb.
Justice Hill.
Yeah, Justice Hill sounds more exciting.
Let's keep this rolling though. So we got Incognito, TK,
Richie.
welcome to the show. Rico Dowdle or Zay Flowers?
I'm going Rico. I think the opportunity, I'm not sold on Cooper Rush being able to sustain this at all. They're playing the Texans, who are really tough against passers, and just a tough defense in general. I think it's going to be a tough day for the Ravens, and it's going to be a run-heavy game, I think, for both sides of the ball. So give me some Rico Dowdle here over Flowers. As bad as that sounds, and as much as vomit I just swallowed because it came up, I just had to do it.
In a full PPR, I might be able to go Zay Flowers pretty confidently, but I think I'm right there with you, Mike. Dowdle just seems so much of a safer play. Like I've got Flowers as his over prop in yards because it's only 45.5 yards this week.
Yeah, so, and I think too, I'd feel a lot different about it if Lamar was playing.
So 100%.
Totally. Oh yeah, 100%.
All right,
well, 99%.
So Tyson, I had a question before, but I didn't give you your proper welcome. So welcome to the show. Half PPR start 3. Allen, Ladd, Godwin, Addison, unbenchable. I don't know what that means. And T-Mac.
He was giving me the business on Tuesday.
He must be from St. Paul's or Minneapolis.
Yeah, he's been on the show quite often on Tuesdays talking about Addison. So he definitely gave us the business after that 100-yard game on Sunday.
If only he didn't get brought down by a linebacker who had a 20-yard head start on him. So, I mean.
Look, he wasn't doing cardio while he was suspended.
All right.
Yeah, he only drives fast.
I'm going. Hear me out, and this is maybe take some controversy here. I'm going Chet, then Addison, then Ladd. I'm starting Ladd. I think this is the week that it could happen. This is the
I
week.
do like Ladd just in the slot matchup.
Yep.
If you look at what Washington does, their starting slot corner hasn't been practicing this week, so I'm with you there.
Exactly.
T-Mac's a tough one for me though because he's getting the volume, but they're not doing anything with it. Bryce Young has been trash, so it's like T-Mac. He's a little bit banged up. He's just basically catching like one or two more passes than
Brian Thomas Jr. Yeah.
Right. So I would probably go. Well, I don't love playing both Keenan Allen and Ladd McConkey. That's my only thing.
Yeah, you know what? I retort. I'm gonna go Keenan and Ladd. I'm gonna do it. I'm taking Ted out now. You convinced me. I don't like Bryce Young. I don't like the situation.
Look, dude, I get you love Addison too, man, but they are in a 35-point over/under game.
Yeah, you're right too. Makes all of this is tough. Like now that Sunday morning game against the Browns, that's going to be really ugly game.
Because I kind of want Godwin in here. I
don't have any faith in him. His whole leg fell off last year.
In Seattle, I don't. Okay, give me Ladd, give me Allen, give me Ted. That's my final call.
I'm with you on that one. I'm tailing.
I'll see you on Sunday. Right. We'll talk Sunday.
And if you have any questions, be sure to check out the live streams here on the Fantasy Football Advice Network. Sunday mornings starts it off 10:30 a.m. Central with Breakfast with Biggs, and then Spilled Coffee, the headliner, 11 a.m. to 12. All the start and sit questions you girls need to get your weekend off on the right note.
All right, so just to try to get through these last couple questions in the chat, there's going to be no discussion as to the why, but just rapid fire witching hour answers. Hawkinson or Ertz?
Ertz.
All right, great. Would you trade Breece Hall and Dobbs for Walker and Golden in Dynasty?
No.
Love it. All right. We already got the flex for Dowdle and Flowers. Half PPR. Flex Kamara, Dobbins, Keenan Allen, T. Higgins, Stephon Diggs in a revenge game. I'm saying Dobbins and Diggs. Give me the double Ds.
I'm going Keenan and Kamara. I like Kamara's matchup. I know that Kendra Miller has come on, but I just I like the matchup against the Bills.
Joe, your milkshakes are bringing me to the yard. Let me go double D's as well.
There it is. Double D's.
Double D's, baby.
Dobbins,
all right. Full PPR, one running back, two flex. Pollard, Dobbins, T. Higgins, Sean Tucker, Isaiah Davis, DeMarcado, Bill, Travis Hunter.
One running back, two flex. Okay, Dobbins.
Right there.
Dobbins, Tucker,
Pollard,
DeMarcado.
No, give me Pollard.
Pollard, they're bottom three as far as targets going to the running back position, and like there's just nothing exciting going on in that offense.
Cool.
But he's getting like 20 carries, so that is more than DeMarcado is going to get, more than Tucker, more than Isaiah Davis, more than Crosby is going to get. Travis Hunter is obsolete right now. I'm going Pollard, Dobbins, and DeMarcado.
All right. Need a wide receiver 2 in flex for this week. Sutton, Waddle, Myers, Addison, Ladd, and Waller.
Ooh, that's a
wide receiver 2 and flex.
Waddle's making it for show.
Yeah, Waddle and Myers. Jacoby Myers, I think, is he's got a huge matchup here. I think it's a gravy matchup, and Waddle's seen some good success, and Sutton's in a tough matchup. So yeah, I'm going Waddle and Myers. What are you guys going?
I don't see how I'm not playing Sutton. He's the number one player in that offense. Obviously, Waddle's going to get some more opportunities. I would probably go Sutton and Waddle and not overthink it. Jacoby Myers, he's been like a high floor player, but he hasn't really done a lot in recent weeks. Geno Smith has just been struggling overall.
Well, that's because he's Katy Perry.
He's banged up as well, but yeah.
He's going to be hot. He's going to be cold this week. He's going to be hot, though. So Myers is like a coin flip behind Sutton, but it's going to be Waddle 100%, and then Sutton's right behind him.
All right. I feel a little bit of vindication because Mathiasen said I made the right call with the Rams survivor pick. Everything went your way. And because I'm the commissioner, I'm collecting interest until everybody else gets out. So hopefully they keep it rolling. Shout out PNC Bank for the long-term interest on this stuff. All right. Pokey Varsity. Need 2 running backs. Henry, Rico, and Dobbins need a 1 and a 2. Who you sitting? No analysis. Give me the name.
Sitting Dobbins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Great. Good job.
Yeah, sitting
Way to be.
Dobbins.
I know that was tough for you guys, but way to be.
I did
right.
like really squeeze that one out, unlike Tyler,
Yeah,
where it's just like falling out.
All right, Ladd or Sutton. They're saying Ladd's got to come back, right? But who are you choosing between the two? For me, it's gonna be Sutton.
Sutton.
Safer one feels there, yeah. But Ladd, the
right.
blow up game, I'm with you guys. It feels like this week.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know how to do this one succinctly, but how patient are you with players? The reason it asked is because this person dropped Golden. Do you feel like that was a viable move?
Yeah.
I mean,
10-team league, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, after 5 weeks, usually there's some patterns that develop here, and the patterns have developed. Even with an injury to a guy like Jaden Reed here, he's still not getting. He's ramping up, and maybe it's going to continue. But they're not really a super pass forward offense, and they had their best matchup of the year last week against the Dallas Cowboys, and he managed, I think, just 5 for 56 in that matchup. I know that he's still young as a rookie, but it's not going to get any better for matchup wise. So that might be, not a ceiling, but close to it this year. And then moving forward, we'll see what happens with that offense.
Yeah, I think Golden's a great call there. If you got to move on from him, you got to move on.
I like it. Yeah, Dynasty would be way different, but redraft,
for sure. Yeah.
Any given week kind of thing. All right, so we have a trade, kind of like a thumbs up, thumbs down kind of thing. Henry Waddle and Ladd for Bijan. What do you think? Feels like a lot for me, but it's probably going to be what the Bijan guy is asking for. I probably wouldn't do it on either side, so I would say.
Yeah.
If I'm Bijan, I'm not giving up Bijan for that package. So I mean, if you can get that for Bijan, if you can give that away for Bijan, I'm doing that. But for me, I just think that he's just special.
This is it's a frustrating package you have here.
Mm-hmm.
Henry's been bad 3 or 4 weeks. Ladd's been bad regardless, and Waddle pretty inconsistent for some low weeks. But Waddle's floor just got boosted up drastically, and Henry's is always going to be there. Ladd, I think he has a great chance of coming. Like Keenan Allen, he's not going to last all season. I love Keenan Allen, love him for this year, but I don't think he's going to last all year.
Yeah. All right, so we're at the top of the hour. We're going to go a couple more minutes, only because I did not know how technology works as the backup host. Apparently you have to be in the stream room to run the stream. The more you know. So let's see here. Next question that we got. Also, he said that I was right about the donuts. So what's up? IP14 asked the question that was asked earlier in the show: Woody Marks or Rico Dowdle? The consensus was Woody Marks. Started the week against Baltimore. Let's give a number out of 10 for this roster. So we got Goff, Henry, Dobbins, Puka, Sutton, Laporta, Waddle, Benches, Nix, Dobbins, Bucky, Ladd, Myers, Waller, Addison. Give me a number out of 10.
8.4.
Excellent. Love it. All right. And that's a 2-2 team. Both losses by single digits. Offering Brian Thomas Jr. and Walker for Rashee Rice and JCM, is it too much for a 4-0 team?
I don't really have any interest in JCM, but I love anything you can do for Rice.
I love it. Go get after it. Rice is my guy.
Yeah, and I'm pretty high on JCM later on in the season. I just think that he could evolve.
Yeah.
In too much, it's never enough. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's coming from too much himself. Too much.
This week I'm going Fields.
Fields or Jaden Daniels?
This week it's Fields. He's my QB1 overall this week.
Yeah, Fields against Dallas, it seems like a slam dunk for sure.
Yeah.
Taking the Fields.
All right, guys. Debo, you got to play him if he plays, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Good deal.
No.
Let's see. One wide receiver, one flex. Sutton, Chase Brown, Wilson, Woody, or T. Higgins. I feel like you got to go Garrett Wilson with the matchup that we just said.
Oh, yeah. Garrett Wilson's a top 5 wide receiver.
Yeah,
and Woody Marks is a start of the week for us. So that's a no-brainer.
I don't mind the Sutton Wilson.
All right.
Yeah, I could do Sutton Wilson too. I mean, if you're can't go wrong with either of those two. Got to get Garrett Wilson in there for sure, though.
Does Ferguson stay at tight end 1 for the season, even when Lamb comes back?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He might not be tight end number 1, but he will be a top play option.
Yeah, rest of the season, he is the last guy before I get to my streaming category.
Yeah.
All right. So we got two more quick ones. So starting lineup in a bye week. So we got Fields, Jonathan Taylor, Cam Skataboo, Devontae Adams, Quentin Johnson, Hunter Henry, Flex, Keenan Allen. Love it. Sign,
Love
seal,
it.
deliver. Enjoy
Set
your
it and
W.
forget it.
All right. This one's a little bit more fun. Fanning or Waller?
Waller.
Yeah, Waller for sure, I think.
Waller, but we're taking some Fannin overs this week. We're taking over 2.5 receptions for Fannin. Let's get it.
All right, guys. So we have cleared out the questions. Real quick, I just want to give a shout out to my two guys that popped on the show for me pretty last minute, I will say. But Ultimate Ball Knowers, the greatest people that you will find on the Fantasy Sports Advice Network. If you like the answers, if you like the work that they're doing, check out their content. You can see their names, Too Much Brian and at FF Canuck 99. These guys are some of the greats. They're posting good stuff on YouTube Shorts, on their shows, on the X, Twitter Space, whatever you have. So if you like talking football, if you want to learn more about football, couldn't ask for better resources and better friends out of these two. So gentlemen, thank you so much for your time tonight. If you have questions that still remain, like we talked about, we got a lot of shows coming up Sunday morning, got a lot of content coming out for the rest of the weekend. So check those out. This has been From the Forum. Like I said, every Friday night, 10 o'clock Eastern time. I'm Joe Frick. That's Brian. That's Grindberg. Thoughts and prayers to our boy Tyler. He'll be back next week, and we hope that you have a fantastic week 5. So y'all be easy and tune in next week. Thank you so much.
Send the toilet paper.
We are here. We are here. FantasySportsAdvice.com, offering the best fantasy sports social media platform. Why join endless Discord communities or the trolls of Reddit? Fantasy Sports Advice is a community designed to help you win with 24/7 support. Go to FantasySportsAdvice.com and become a pro member for unlimited access. Again, go to FantasySports